Hey everybody, I wanted to talk a little bit more about survivalist retirement. Specifically tonight, I want to talk about taking charge of your own destiny. Um, a lot of people think that the government is going to take care of you when you get old, and you know, love them or hate them, the D's versus the R's and all that stuff. And it's just, do you really see that there's anybody advocating for retirees and people who are getting towards that age of retirement or working diligently towards that age of retirement? Um, they want you to invest, and they want you to invest in one thing, and that's the stock market. And we're about to, some people are saying, well, we're not going to have a positive stock market. It's going to correct itself. It's just going to be a little correction. It's going to be a long correction. It's going to be a rolling correction. I have seen grown people cry every time the stock market crashes and goes down and we have a recession or a depression. Every time you see the people who either retired or are about to retire cry because that's the one thing that they kind of sort of tell you but not is the stock market is not a guaranteed thing. Oh yes, Jill, but the stock market always goes up after it goes down in the long term. Well, you know how long it takes after the stock market goes down just to get to the same level? It takes a decade or so. um, yeah. I want to say look it up, but yeah, look it up. Do your own research. Don't believe me. It's something that it takes a long time. And if you're into your retirement, you only have, what did we say last time? You only had a decade or so of good life, good living, and then that's it. So what are you going to do if you start to retire? You have all your investments in one place and stock market just goes down. You're back to working again. That's what you're going to do. So take charge of your own environment. I would say diversify. And what I mean by diversify is not what you think. Let's see. This is how old I am. In the early 90s, I took an investment seminar, and they said the very best investment you can make is property, and the second best investment is the stock market. And they all wanted to talk about the stock market. Nobody wanted to talk about the investment of property. So those are two things that will get you through. Be nice to your children because they're going to be taking care of you. It's not going the right way for us elderly people, people getting older. It is something that is concerning, and if you live a long time, if you're planning on living, right, and you're planning on living a long time, right, well, who's going to take care of you when you grow up? Let's see. When my grandfather had his stroke and went into the nursing home in 2005? No. That's when he passed away. In 2000, no, in 1992, not even 2005, 1992, he had his stroke. And he went into the nursing home, and that was $12,000 a month. With the pills and the aides and the nurse and the doctors and everything. That was $12,000 a month. And now, let's see, assisted living in 2016 for single room with my mom was $6,000 a month. Nursing homes can be $18,000 a month, not including all the pills and the food and all that stuff that they stack on. And that's if you get a good nursing home. If you don't get a good nursing home, that's even worse. It's terrible. So you have to actually look and see what's out there for what, the not the critical path, it's the normal path. And see if you want to go the normal path or if you want to do your own thing. If you want to get out there and explore, there are people that do, as I said, do RVs. Either they can't afford their house anymore or their rent anymore, and they get and convert an old school bus, they call them schoolies, and go across country. There are people that are on Section 8 housing, which is great. They have a Section 8 voucher because they're old and they're retired and they can't find a place within that they can afford, even with the Section 8 voucher or whatnot. So, and I understand, if you have plenty of money, that's all well and good, but what if you lose that money? What if something happens? What if something is going on? And it's something that you really want to think about. So the taking charge of your own life, taking charge of what's happening now and preparing for what's going to happen later is the big advantage. Okay, so you're working now. Are you going to buy your retirement property now and rent it out? Or are you going to look into RVs or camper vans or whatever, if you're going to go that route, or if you're going to be planning on moving in with your children. Do you have any? Do you have any? Do they know this? Are they on board with this? Or are you just going to show up and knock on their door one day and they're surprised when you're coming? If you guys do plan with your kids that you're going to move in when you get older and whatnot, they're going to have to buy a house or get a place that has room for you. This is just, it's basic math. You can't expect to be on your kids' couches in their living rooms, 24/7. So, yeah. And, yeah, some people do try that, and I guess it works just for a little while, and then there's issues. If you are planning on moving in with your kids, how are your social skills? Are you willing to accommodate? Are you willing to not be a burden or be demanding or be in the way, or just how do you plan to help out the household and whatnot? So these are the things that I really want you guys to think about. And it's all part of taking charge of, what's your destiny? What's taking charge of your own destiny? Preparing now, looking at the things that you want in place when you retire, and possibly either working towards those things or keeping an eye out for that special object or the thing that you want or the arrangement you need. Well, if you're going to retire and you're going to buy a ranch, it's just that's just a example. Okay, are you going to be on the lookout for ranches? Can you afford a ranch? What you going to do? What are the sacrifices you're going to make? What are the hours that you're going to have to put in? And just how many hours that you're going to need to fulfill what you want to do. I was seeing a YouTube video about a farmer, and he had 17 revenue streams for his farm. Yeah, I can imagine that takes a lot of work and a lot of finagling and a lot of organizing and planning and executing, but that's how he gets all of the revenue to keep going. And he didn't even tell us what he was going to do when he got older and he slowed down, but he's working very hard now so that he could have a good retirement later, or things working also towards things not going bad. If he had a bad year, as he said, the day before they harvested the crops, the hailstorm came and wiped them all out. And the second year, I guess it was this sort of like the same thing, rain or something like that, just flattened them. And how are you gonna? Okay, if you're gonna do that, how are you gonna plan to get by that? Are you gonna have more quantity of something? You're going to have more quality of something. It's just stuff to think about. Okay, well, I better wrap this up. It's getting kind of long, but, it is Friday night. It is very interesting today. I had a little emergency, but everything seems to be working out now. So, knock on wood, everything. The puppy ate a bar of soap. Yeah. Poison Control says make sure he doesn't throw it up, and if he does start throwing up, to bring him to the doctor. He hasn't shown any signs of that. Hopefully it's going to come out the other end. Hopefully the other end will be a little bit bubbly, and that's it. So, okay, that's my adventure today. Okay. All right, I hope you have a good one. All right, take care. Bye.